not a walk in the park.
No, and if
Uh,
you've never experienced any kind of cycle, whether it be real estate or 401k or stocks, but whatever it is, yeah, it seems cold. I always think back though to what like sleeping in the comics guys do, and they amaze me. They're like, we will go and buy comics on spec, put them in our basement or whatever for like 5, 7 years and just wait. And like it's just like perfectly normal to them, like what until that movie comes out or in case that character pops. So that's kind of I think where we are right now. It's a little uneventful.
yeah, it's because we got really spoiled at the start where because of Omi, Vivi blew up really quickly and all the prices went through the roof, and then you couldn't cash out as well. So everything just kept going up, up, up. Yo. And so, you know, a lot of us were here during the time where you bought anything and did like a 5x, 10x. I got 50x and 100x off some of the things I bought from the drop. It was just insane.
Oh
Like
yeah, I
Superman.
remember burning off Marvels, Mighty Marvels, for like 120, and we're not even talking secret rares. Like I'm talking like commons and
Oh,
uncommons.
what were they?
Such.
Cryptoys. Oh, not is it Crypto? Yeah,
Cryptons, not
Krypton.
Cryptoys. That's a
Krypton.
different
Oh,
company.
sorry. Krypkins. Yeah, I was selling it. Some of them I was selling for like $600
I
for a
know,
Krypton.
I know, I know.
Oh,
So,
it's funny.
but yeah. Hi, Randy. We're just kind of talking about. I was just saying how now I think at
Oh,
least I'm finally
can
to
you
the
see
point
him?
where I'm buying what I like or what excites me.
Randy's not here, is he?
Oh wait, I thought Randy was came on.
Yeah, he came on and he told me to take him off stage for a bit, and then he's disappeared from my
I
screen.
thought I saw him.
Actually,
Oh, mine must be running behind. I saw him. Oh well.
yeah, he'll
But
he'll, he'll pop up in a second, I think.
yeah, it's been different. I mean, I think the Gondik drop. I know my husband got in, tried for the secret rare. Didn't get denied or didn't get in. Um, I'm just kind of looking what they have. I, not things haven't really been selling out. Some of the things haven't been selling out, but it's just what's going to appeal to that individual.
Um, I just want to get to this comment. Would you buy Omi now or see if it hits? Like, I won't buy any more Omi because I've already bought so much, right? But if I hadn't bought any, I would definitely buy some down here. It's super cheap.
Yeah, we my husband went and bought and got his so that we could both stake.
Yep.
Um,
And you
but
have 20 million. You guys have 20 million Omi now.
yeah, we have over 20 million now. Yeah, we do. We have
Woo!
over 20 million now. I think whenever we first talked, I had like 10. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I
so
think
he,
you guys had very small amount when you first came on around the Coinverse. I think we slowly
yeah,
talked you into it a little
we had
bit.
a lot more collectible. I mean, we have a lot of collectibles though. So
Yeah.
but it's really hard right now because I mean, I guess it's not so bad now. You're starting to see the overall crypto market kind of start to notch down a little bit more, but he's like, you got XRP, you got this, you got that. It's like, so you gotta think about where you're going to put your money now, so
Yeah. So you guys diversify into other crypto as well, not just Omi?
we did. We went into probably like, 4 or 5. I think we hold now. We hold Bitcoin. We hold, Ethereum. We hold XRP, and of course Cardano, my husband's favorite. And then we have a little bit of other stuff. I think he has like Animal Concert and some bumper, things like that. So, so yes, and of course Omi. So we have diversified.
Oh, there's Randy.
Hey, Jordan, how's it
Randy!
Okay,
going?
now I see him coming back, but I don't see him.
Oh, what? Queen Baby can't see you.
Oh,
What? That's weird.
I can see him
I see
now.
Randy. Okay.
I see
Oh,
okay,
him.
cool.
awesome. What's happening, Randy? How are you?
I don't know. I had I had a few days in the gym last week, felt really good, and then I was supposed to go to the gym today, but something happened at work, and I don't know. My body's just not doing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So I had to skip the gym. So I am here. How y'all doing?
Awesome, man. Thanks so much for coming. Yeah, we're really good. We're really well. Danny the Bull got stuck at work today. I think something bad happened at his school. not sure what. And then
Yeah, right? Is it good?
patient Hodler's got fever, so he's out. He's sick.
It's going around, man.
Real bad.
I don't.
Well, I mean, he's like in Germany, right? So he's pretty far from you. But obviously, there's
Yeah.
it's going around everywhere.
What's up, Bill Garner? Thanks for the dabs. So I while I was setting up so I could stream my audience, I heard something about Tesla and 2025 and.
Oh yeah, because I've got the. Oh, I'm gonna break this. This is a $800 model. It's actually probably worth more than that now. I got the Tesla Roadster.
Nice.
I bought this in like 2018, maybe. You know, they had the 2017 announcement of this car. It's 2024. It's still not out.
I know.
It's 7 years. 7 years. and the Omi homies are worried about like 1 year without stuff.
Yeah, this is why I'm not worried. You know, in tech that happens a lot, and also like, so despite, and I hope the us Moon Boys are aware that even when all of the great things that Veve is promising happen, and when they roll out Omi to Gem and Veveverse and exchanges, there are still going to be those fudders, because you have like the Tesla Q going out and saying like, oh, see, Tesla had to recall like a million cars, where they just take the headline of a Tesla recall and they don't dig into it and say, oh, actually, it's just they have to do this over the air software update. You don't have to go and bring your Tesla into a thing. So despite, I don't know if you got over this, Foster was on VV Magic stream yesterday, and he seemed very, very bullish. Like, or he tried to, I think he tried to give his best poker face as he could, but then he just, it just seemed like
He smirked.
Well, he also likely wouldn't have gone on to do a stream if there was nothing coming. Now, I'm not saying things happen like tomorrow or the next couple weeks, but I think in the next few months things start to roll out.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He was really. We did touch on it earlier. Yeah, he was really bullish. He was really excited, and you know, we know Foster has a huge bag of Omi, right? So like the way he was smirking is like he knows his family's going to be set up. He knows it's good.
I wish they would do something like, and obviously you have to have some form of privacy, even though you give that up when you work for the community. But I wish there'd be some type of way to be like, hey, you know, track your wallets. Like, you know how like colleges have like rate my professor, like with like the employees have like track their wallets. If they're buying, oh, hey, maybe this is a good thing. But that could invite some more issues that you really don't want. But it's just, I think that'd be fun.
Did we not learn, Randy?
Bam says, a few months, you're killing me. But then I just commented quickly, could be a week. We've got the Crypto XR event in a few days. So we don't know.
I don't know if I'd expect any announcements there. I am going to expect now one from the South by Southwest. Did you guys go over that yet?
What date's that on? I forgot.
March. I have it in my calendar. I was going to see if I could try to go. I'll be well into filming at that point, but even if I could go, tickets are like $1,800 a ticket.
I saw you mentioned that. Yeah, no, that's $2 million. That's $2 million Omi.
Yeah, it's March 8th to like the 15th. Did you guys like look into that and see what they were doing?
No, I'm definitely not coming to America yet until Omi's gone up a bit more.
Oh, I didn't mean like go to the thing. So I'll tell you like what is like said and what I know versus.
Look into what information is happening. Yeah, tell us. Okay. The alpha.
So the South by Southwest is just them. Dan, it was like written, I guess, by Veve. It says like these words do not reflect the thoughts or whatever of South by Southwest, but it was about saying, see what X-Men comics are doing, and I think they're going to reboot them because like it's a new direction that they're going in for storytelling, and then both physical and digital copies, you know, in conjunction with Veve, and then they have like the head of the editor-in-chief of Marvel, and then another high VP of something in Marvel, and they're having a talk with Dan at South by Southwest, which is weird because that's the only panel that they're scheduled to speak at right now. I don't see any other panels. There could be others, and they're just not up there yet. It is still a couple months away. So if I can pick that apart and I can say, okay, well, storytelling, that could mean a reboot to me. Like they're somehow rebooting the universe, or for X-Men, they could have an Eternals type thing. But if you remember a couple years back when bat cows first started getting heavy, one of the big catalysts or one of the big selling points that the community had, be like, listen, you could go, and if you have a bat cow, you can vote and try to lead how the story is going to go. Like, it's all going to be pre-written, like they're all going to, but you could actually decide which way it goes. And I was like, okay, that is really cool. And you know, some people did that. If there is a chance that they go and they say, hey, listen, if they're releasing both a physical and digital, you know, starting a new way, if there's a chance that, oh, if you have the digital version, the secret rare or whatever, you get a vote in which way this story goes. Like, okay, does Cyclops marry Jean Grey, or does Cyclops die, or does Cyclops go on and just not marry Jean Grey, but have a kid together, and that becomes Cable in the future. So there could be a bunch of different things that they could do with that, and I think that might just be me having a little hopium or put my conspiracy hat on, but I don't know. That just seems like that's the way storytelling is going. Dan Harmon from Rick and Morty had a new show called Crapopolis, and Crapopolis had a 10,000 chicken NFT run to promote the show. And if you had a chicken, you could vote on which way the story goes, and you could have you have your chicken featured in a show and stuff like that. So I'd imagine that, you know, this is not the first time we're seeing something like that, and we could have more of that. The other thing is, you guys might remember, I think Queen Veve, you might have been on this stream with David, where I had asked, hey, David, there's shows like She-Hulk and Moon Knight and soon to be the Daredevil Born Again series, where there's QR codes. You could pause and they'll give you a comic on the Marvel Unlimited app. Is there any chance I could do that for Veve in the future? And he said, I'm going to pretend you didn't ask that question. I was like, okay, moving on. And then,
yeah,
what,
Randy, I watched your video yesterday. You mentioned the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that was mind blowing. I was actually telling my wife about it because we watched She-Hulk and we loved it, even though you mentioned it's a bit of a flop for some reason. I don't know why.
But I love it so much.
It was a good series. What was the flop on it? I don't understand. It was pretty good.
It was a couple things. You had so she's written very funny. And she did the fourth wall break before Deadpool, like talking to the audience.
I liked it. I loved it.
Yeah. But most people didn't know that. And then also you have some newer people that also, you know, they're pretty anti-Disney. You have like the anti-woke crowd, and there's like, oh, She-Hulk, you have to have a girl version of everything, like not knowing she's been around for decades. They just kind of assumed that it was just
she's
like
from like 50 years ago or something, right? Like she's not new.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So that's but yeah, maybe at some point this is what they do. They have a QR code and it leads to Veve. Could be somewhere on Disney Plus or even in the comic. So
yeah, but so the thing with that is they need to really, really get Veve app super running smooth, because you add 100,000 new users in instantaneously. That's probably going to kill it if the servers aren't up there and ready. They would like need to time their cloud expansion, storage stuff, everything for that episode, really. But yeah, you mentioned Loki as well yesterday. And Loki is an amazing TV series. It's probably one of my favorite ever. So I've watched both season 1 and 2 twice now.
Wow.
So yeah, I love it. The dedication to my Marvel universe.
Do
you like Doctor Strange?
Oh yeah, I love Doctor Strange.
Yeah. What are you, Queen Veve? Are you into the Marvel TV series and movies?
I partake a little bit, but I'm not I'm not watching them like a couple times. No. I did get to watch She-Hulk though. I thought it was funny. I mean, I got the fourth wall and all that. You know, I thought it was good. So yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, I love when they do that sort of stuff, and they've done that. Yeah, they've done it in a few different shows where like it was clever too how they like ran through. I don't want to do any spoilers, but like she jumps in and out of like looks like Netflix and stuff. And no, sorry, there was Disney Plus. Sorry, Disney Plus. Better not get that wrong.
Yeah. See, I don't know, Randy. Did you have a back cow, or do you?
I will at some point. I currently don't though. Or I haven't had it.
I was just curious because like that storytelling part of it, I'd be curious how many people actually voted on that. I don't know. I think for some people that was like really cool. And then other people were like, nah. But I would like to see where, you have to have the NFT to get the physical, because that would get, to me, I think that's what would get those physical people in there. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I get this NFT and then I redeem it for a physical. So I think that would be really exciting.
Agreed. Also, is that a giant goose on your?
Yes. Yes.
So Jordan, if you haven't seen the Marvels, it's like the head Fleur kitten.
The Flurkins. Yeah.
My fur kitten. Fleur kitten.
I saw the one by herself. What's it called? The one by herself. Miss Marvel, or the one by herself. That movie. It had the Flurkins in it as well.
Yeah. The first Captain Marvel, which I.
That's it, Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, did I tell you
my
guys
son had this made for me for Christmas.
Oh, that's so cool.
He had it made for me. So, and they love it too. The cats like it too, as you can see. There's cats on it.
Yeah,
so.
I see.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand, Randy, is Captain Marvel is super powerful, right? But who's it that what's her name? The Queen, where in Doctor Strange.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch. She like destroys all these, all those super powerful ones in like seconds, including Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel can take down spaceships in space, and she can't take on Scarlet Witch. I don't understand that. How she's so damn powerful.
Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful people in Marvel. Like, she literally spoke the words once, "No more mutants," and mutants cease to exist. Like, she's Omega level, incredibly powerful. Now, obviously,
she took on Thanos, right? Didn't she take on Thanos with one hand? Pretty sure she took on Thanos with one hand.
Yeah, she destroyed his sword, and his like double-bladed sword thing. I don't know what it's called. That's the thing that like destroyed Captain America's shield, which is not adamantium, vibranium, which is like the strongest metal on Earth. So she's super powerful.
Yeah, sorry, Queen Veve, we're just nerding out over here.
This is just reminding me of an episode of The Big Bang Theory. That's all you guys are sitting there.
Oh, which one? I love that show.
The one where the girls decided that they want to know, where the females want to know, like, what is this about these comics? So they go and they read, and then they start going, well, how do you get the sword out? And they start talking about, like, by transitive property, could you? And it just goes into they just like go into this whole serious discussion about
Mjolnir and who can lift it. And
yes, that episode.
I love that episode.
But
yeah,
that's a good one.
Do we have any good Marvel films coming out this year?
Deadpool 3 is the only one.
Yeah. When's that? Is that soon?
I don't know. We'll get a trailer for it on the Super Bowl. So next month. We'll get that in a few weeks.
Awesome.
So here's something that I thought was really interesting. In the comics, the Deadpool core consists of Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, Dogpool, Kidpool, and Headpool. And we got most of those, or a good amount of those, on Veve. The only ones we don't have is Kidpool and Headpool, but they replaced that with the X-Men Deadpool and the Zombie Deadpool. So I don't know if Marvel was somehow giving us a hint, hey, we're going to exchange a couple of these Deadpool core members for these Deadpool core members. And that would just be awesome if they had done that, because we know they plan things years in advance.
Here we go. We got a new guest on.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
What's up, Jordan?
Evan Curtis.
Hey, can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, awesome. Good deal. How are y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, really well. And so you're an Omi whale, right? I mean, you don't have to tell us how much Omi you have, but I know you've got lots of Omi.
Oh yeah, I've got millions of Omi right now.
Awesome.
I've been dollar cost averaging since 2021, about February. So I was pretty much in on that first pump. So
yeah, because I've always seen you in the community chatting, and you're not the same guy that built the app Canon Crisis, are you? That was someone else.
Oh, that was somebody else. Yeah.
I think that was Omi Daily Burn or Crypto. I don't know.
No, it was Curtis. It was Curtis.
Yeah, that's me.
Different Curtis.
Different Curtis, not you.
Yeah, different Curtis.
Not Omi Curtis. This was different Curtis.
He disappeared. That one disappeared.
He was like one of the first 7 that would ever was at their first AMA ever. Real old school. Old school.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That Cannon Crisis. Did you guys ever play that Cannon Crisis game? It's really fun. My son loves it too.
I did at first. We did at first because it burns Omi, right?
Yeah. All the
We
ads you
did.
watch as well, the percentage of that burnt Omi. I can't remember what it was. It was pretty close to 100%.
Yeah, pretty legit.
I was actually developing an app too. It was like what's it? Angry Birds. I was doing like an Angry Birds with but you shoot like fireballs that land on Omi rings and burns it. And my developer disappeared halfway through the project, and he wouldn't respond to me. And he never gave me this. He gave me a demo of the game. He never gave me the source code. And so that I don't want to spend more money doing it again. But it would have been really fun. Like the demo is a bit fun to play, but it was pretty buggy. He hadn't finished it. And sometimes you get that when you use online developers, just on those those third-party sites like Upwork and stuff, where you're just getting random ones. So Curtis, I want to know your story. How did you find Omi?
Oh man, so I learned about Omi in February 2021. My friend was giving me all the details about it, and he was telling me about all the IP and everything. And as soon as I heard about Disney, I was definitely on board for sure. But I started off mainly on the Ecomi side, and here lately I've been more on the collectible side. So I've been buying collectibles and comic books and all that good stuff. But
Awesome.
I think I got on Omi when it was, I think 2012 or 2002 before it went up to the penny mark and reached all-time highs. And ever since it's been coming down, I've been dollar cost averaging ever since. So
awesome. And so you weren't a collector before Omi?
no, I wasn't a true collector before Ecomi, but I've been on.
That's what it does, right? Almost all of us found Veve through Omi, and now we've got heaps of collectibles. What's your MCP level and all that?
Ooh, MCP level. I think I'm only in diamond right now, but I'm starting to climb up the ranks as I'm buying more, collectibles and comic books. So right now I just need to focus on building my collectibles and comics. I feel like I have enough Ecomi, but I need to be more on the collectible side and the comic book side.
And you stake your Omi in the app?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's good to be diversified.
Of course.
Yeah, you say of course, but there's so many people there's so many people I know who've refused to stake their Omi because they don't trust it in the app. I'm like, they trust the collectibles in the app, but not the Omi. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I definitely have to get the MCP points while you can, especially during the first season.
Yeah, and the bronze tickets now as well. That we don't even know what they do yet. We don't even know.
Exactly, it's a big surprise, and I like surprises.
Yeah, they only gave us like a quick thing, like, oh, you'll be able to craft an item with bronze tickets, but we don't know what it's going to be. I can't imagine it's going to be very rare because I don't know how many people are going to have 10 million Omi stake.
Right.
But maybe more after or get into it. Did you guys subscribe to CoinGecko on the YouTube?
I was just talking to CoinGecko earlier today. Yeah, it was.
Oh, awesome! So the video they put out this morning, crypto's going mainstream. They just talked about like the big brands that were in Web3, and they had Lamborghini on there as number one, and they just showed the Veve app. I was like, oh, that's cool. Collectors of art. That's fun.
Oh yeah, I saw the tweet. I saw that tweet.
Yeah, I love using CoinGecko. It's one of my favorite sites to use for crypto.
Oh yeah, I think you were talking about Miss Gecko, yeah?
Oh, Miss Gecko.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about like CoinGecko, like.
Oh, you were talking about CoinGecko. Now
you were thinking of Miss Gecko, George.
Yeah, I thought I heard CoinGecko.
I was talking to Miss Gecko, not CoinGecko.
Oh, I thought you were talking CoinGecko. I was like, oh wow, Jordan moved.
We were all on the right page. But
No, Miss Gecko. Yeah,
Miss Gecko.
All good. They did a show just before us at 5 p.m. With Millionaire, who's on here, I think.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my first roundtable, so it's a pleasure actually meeting you all instead of just Xing you or tweeting at you.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for coming on. Yeah, it's awesome. We were chatting
absolutely.
about coming on last week as well. So it was.
Thanks for the meme yesterday.
Oh, absolutely, Randy. You know I have your back. I got my Back to the Future shirt on too.
Yeah, nice, awesome.
Had to get the
so
DeLorean
you
out.
would have been there for the DeLorean drop. How awful
Yeah.
that and fun that drop
Oh.
was.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, but you remember it crashed halfway through the drop, and they had to delay us 1 full hour.
Right.
And then, but for me, it was like 2 a.m. in the morning, so I had to wait till 3 a.m. in the morning to finish off the drop. So
Oh, no.
I ended up with like 50 DeLoreans, by the way. I just
Oh, wow.
because I was like, oh, there's 50,000 in the comment. I got to buy them all.
Yeah, that took a while to sell out. I think I don't know if that sold out on one of my streams because like I don't know if you remember in like 2021 at some point, oh hey, like the Catwoman selling out or like the Mera selling out or like all of these things would slowly start to sell out, and those are just those are fun times.
I remember Catwoman. I was buying out of the store like right before she was going. I remember that.
Remember when we all were just like, "What's in Catwoman's safe?" and we all tried.
There better be some freaking Omi in that safe. I'm still waiting for that. That's what we should use our MCP points for. If Foster's listening, you get the like in the spinny chance to see what's
Let's get the moon boat going. Omi to the moon.
Omi to the moon. Randy, how much Omi do you have now? How much have you accumulated?
Up to 176.
176.
And I'm hoping that in March I could go and get a little bit more, maybe up to like 180. Depends how it goes.
Awesome. Right.
Yeah.
I'll wait for tax season.
I have a couple of whales that were messaging me the other day that I remember always having like a bit more than them, and then just like every other month they're like, hey, how much you have? And they're up to like 300 million each now. They're insane.
Oh wow.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
It's nuts.
If my other like if Omi stays low for a few months and my other investments go up, I'm gonna get back my 200 million Omi.
Smart man.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Earth 2 comes out and it launches that Essence token and it's a couple dollars. I'll blow past 200 million easily. Can't wait.
Nice. So do they have a date for that? For Earth 2?
They just said at or around the halving they'll launch it on an exchange and whatever's like, okay, guess we're waiting. And
you have no idea what exchange as well? I guess it doesn't matter.
They hired a guy from Binance last year, so I'm going to guess Binance. But they might not want to do that first. They might want to do a couple others first, and then.
Usually low market caps don't, but yeah, depends how big the audience is and everything, right? And how much they pay. Because you can pay to listen just about any exchange if you pay enough money.
Yeah. But they were supposed to release it last year, but they decided, okay, bear market, let's just wait till the halving. I'm like, okay.
Harish's got a good comment there. 2 million gang, and I'm here not even at 10% of that. That's all right, man. Like,
those numbers up.
10 million Omi, 20 million Omi, that's still awesome, right? Like any Omi is awesome.
that's
you want at least 1 million. That's what I want, very, very minimum.
Yeah, that was my first goal. I think I had 500,000 the first time I got it, and that was rather expensive at the time. Whenever I was starting to do that first pump, especially at a penny, I was still buying up to all-time highs. I was still trying to buy as much Ecomi as possible. But
yeah, I watched that whole thing, and I started buying at 007. I remember that. So just after it dropped a little bit. It was only like a couple of days after the peak. It dropped pretty quickly.
Yeah, it did.
007.
007.
Yeah, 007. It's
got both of us, Jordan. Both of us.
Yes, you got it as well there. 007.
Yeah, actually I was talking to Randy about it, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna just put this much in. And I was talking to Randy, and Randy's like, no, you should do like 1,000 times more than that. And I'm like, no. And I did a percentage, and then it just went straight down, and I'm like, well, next cycle, DCA. So,
Randy's very encouraging of Omi. It's actually dangerous talking to him for too long. You buy more Omi. You're like, I don't even know how this happened.
I remember having titles in my videos years ago on like how much Omi I was finally up to. I could have sworn I had a big one at like 10 million, but the 2 years ago I had just a title like 93 million Omi, why a strong minority are selling and why it doesn't matter. It's just fun to look at do you guys ever do that? Like go like statuses or YouTube videos from like years ago, see what the titles were?
Oh, okay, occasionally.
Yes,
occasionally. Randy, if
I've
you
been
look
doing
at
that
some of-
very heavy lately.
Sorry, Chris.
Oh,
I was
you're
saying,
good.
Randy, if you look in some of your videos from maybe, I think you had about 80 million to 90 million. I was trolling you in the comments saying, you got to get to 100 million, Omi, and catch me. And then,
Yeah, everyone was
and then you blew
doing that
past me.
because
Blew
at the time
past.
it was hard to get, you know, a million Omi or 10 million. So I get to like 50. I was like, okay, guys, that's it. I don't need any more. And I was like, you need to get 69 million, you know, for nice. And I was like, you know, okay. So and then slowly but surely, I kept doing it, and like it wasn't like I was like working and paychecks. I would just be like slowly selling out stuff in my apartment, and I would just have less and less stuff around.
And remember, you'd go to Taco Bell and you'd be like, I got all this food for $6. The rest of it went to Omi. And like,
So
Hey,
I
every
was,
little penny counts.
so I was like doomsday prepping in like 2014, 2015, and I laid off for a little while, but then I started again like 2017, 2018. And I never had like much. I just always had like all the stuff from like Alex Jones InfoWars, like water filtration stuff. I had like heat blankets. I had like a bunch of MREs from the military. And then I was like, wait, why am I spending money on food when I could just burn through my doomsday prepper stuff and just eat all of these MREs for like 3 weeks or like, you know, a month. And that's what I did.
Oh,
My
wow.
my bathroom time was not fun.
Randy, you've got to get to 420 million.
If I could, I would.
420.
I would. Dude, if there's somebody crazy watching, and they're just like, Randy, I'm just gonna get the bread, Candace. If there's someone crazy watching, and there's like, hey, I want to go and see what a person can do. If they want to go and do experiments on me, like how long can a person stay in cold water, or like how long can we waterboard you for? Like, if you want to give me only for that, I'll do it. I'll do whatever. I'll donate my body to that science, to your research. Queen Veve, don't
ready
at
to
me, girl.
co-pledge.
It's for the animals. Every single thing that I do, more Omi, one more Omi serving.
You
for the
are
animals.
not going to submit yourself to torture for Omi. Enough, Randy. I could
I
see
don't
the
see anything
meme
wrong with it.
tomorrow.
I love how convicted you are, Randy. That's what really inspires me. Your story that you posted, you know, just the other day really inspired me of how you started off in stocks and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, it's probably shouldn't have happened. By all means, I don't know. Like if you ever, I say, play like a video game, and then you're just like, whether it's COD, Halo, whatever. Oh, I'm in a bad spawn point. You know, you start and like I feel like looking back on it, that's where I was. Oh, born in Peru. This game file is never gonna go anywhere. And then got lucky, got adopted. Oh, got lucky, has a halfway decent brain, and you know, I don't know, just really, really wild.
Randy, we got an awesome comment here. I miss Randy's Patreon donor fridge. He would hold up a tattered piece of paper, which also had smudges on it, mind you.
It was
And
so
like it had
bad.
like bits of curry and stuff on it with donors' names and sing Avril and some 41 at the start of his videos. I do remember that. That was fun.
I remember the
Listen,
smudges. It was, I don't know who it was.
It was
Somebody sent
awful,
me
man.
hot
It was
sauce.
awful.
it
the
was
So I was-
so bad, and the people were just paying you for every single thing. And I remember I was so frustrated by his list that I reached out to him, and I'm like, I'll help you.
I'll print you a new list.
Because it was just such a mess.
I think that's what made it like fun. I remember when it happened too. Somebody had sent me like their hot sauce. I was like, could you just like talk about it on stream? I was like, okay, I'll take the free hot sauce. And I was in like super budget mode, so I ordered like a gross of eggs, which for those that don't know is 144 eggs. And I was eating like 12 to 18 eggs a day, and I was just hard boiling them. And I would just put on like the hot sauce on the eggs, and I don't know. I just got overzealous one day, and the hot sauce went everywhere, and that's what some of the stains are for.
Don't talk about the fridge.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, that's the vibes.
Rest in peace. You need to make an NFT fridge or something, Mandy.
I should. David Yu's hairline made a really fun picture of the fridge where it was really psychedelic. Like the fridge was on something, and the fridge was like throwing up a rainbow. I was like, oh, this is fun. This is cool. Maybe I'll make that FC one
That's
day.
trippy.
And he would take payment by Lokis,
Alligator Lokis, yeah.
alligator Lokis.
That's how I have 200 common alligator Lokis.
That was Randy's payment for being on the fridge.
It was great.
Oh,
So
that's
Jordan,
so funny.
how is your diversification coming, Jordan?
Yeah, it's doing very well. Yeah, so I have over
Awesome.
100 million OMI. And yeah, obviously you guys know I had 220 million at one stage, but I should have probably never got to 220 million. I should have been a bit more responsible. That 2022, all I had is 100% OMI. That's it.
Oh wow.
And, yeah, like I think Randy's right. He's going to do really well with it, but I'm not in his position. If I was single with no family, like no wife and kids, I would be 100% OMI. And I'd have 500 million OMI right now, guys. I'd have half a bill OMI. But because
Yeah.
I've got the family and kids, if OMI for some reason doesn't do well, then I don't want to be out of a house, and I have to get a little bit more responsible. So therefore, I've diversified. I'm in 33 projects now. So
Oh wow.
if just some of those pop, I've got like $2,000 or $3,000 in just about every one or more. If just a few of those pop and do 1,000x, that's $300,000 from $3,000. And that
Yeah,
happens
it's like
in
throwing a
crypto.
dart at a target board. Long as
Yeah,
nothing
that happens
hits.
in crypto. And so I won't be able to track all these projects. I'm only tracking like the top 5. And everything after that, it's going to go to zero or it's going to go to the moon. And I'm just going to have to try and sell at some point. But yeah, I think Omi's going to do super well. I don't know if it will do 1,000x. I think it'll do, I think it could do 50x. I think we could do a 50x. I don't know.
1,000x is way too, like, that's insane. That's what, 60 cents?
Yeah,
That's
that'll
so
be
much.
like a 200
Oh,
billion
that'd be
market cap or
incredible.
something. Yeah, but I think we could get to 20 billion, right? That's 100x.
I think so as well.
100x is still like that's in the stock market. That's like 1,000 years in the stock market. Like it's not possible in a lifetime, right? And we're going to get that in like 2 years, and people are complaining, right? And even a 10x is still like a long time in the stock market. Like they generally go for like 10% a year. Like if you get 10% gain in a year, that's considered good in the stock market.
Usually it's 5 to 10%.
Yeah, so if you can get a 10x, which is 1,000%, like that's very 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 bare minimum. I think we'll get, but I think we're more likely to get 20x to 50x, maybe up to 100x if things are going well.
Well, 100x is really only about 6 cents, which is, was that $18 billion market cap?
Yeah, around
last,
20. Yeah.
Last year or the last bull market, you had Sandbox's Sand and Decentraland's Mana that had 10 billion and 9 billion respectively each, and that's I mean I feel like we have a lot more users than them. We have a lot more IP than them. The Veveverse, like, who knows if it's going to be janky, who knows if it's going to be whatever, but we have a lot of phases. Obviously, we're only going to get phase 1 likely this first half, and then hopefully phase 2, the IP branded world's the second half. I just feel like we have a lot more going for us than they did, a lot more active users, and we have a lot bigger revenue stream. So I would say doing double that wouldn't be hard, bringing us to like a 30-something billion market cap.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
Shiba Inu made a $42 billion market cap last bull run, and I was in way before everybody else jumped in, and I only put $1,000, so $1,000, into $10,000 within 2 weeks, and we're talking below a $1 billion market cap, going to a $42 billion market cap within weeks, and it's crazy how fast.
When did you sell? When did you sell?
I sold on the way up, so I made a pretty good chunk. I made a really good profit off Shiba, but I really kicked myself in the butt from Dogecoin because I was in there March 2020. I bought like $240 worth, and then that $240 would have turned into $95,000 just a year later. So it's crazy how a little bit of money can make you a high return in crypto.
Yeah, I did the same thing in Doge. I was in Doge really early. I had 600,000 Doge, which would be equivalent to $600,000 Australian at one point. But like $400,000 American, whatever, US dollars at the peak. But I sold it out, at about 1 cent.
Right.
And it went to like 70 cents.
Yeah.
And that 1 cent, I was still like a 10x.
I feel you, Jordan. I feel you.
It's so difficult
It's a heartbreaker
when things go up like that. Yeah. But at least I made profit on that one, right? That was profitable.
Yeah.
You want to hear something crazy?
I'm sorry, Brady. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. What?
How many did you say, Jordan?
600,000 Doge.
No. How many projects are you in?
Now 33.
30.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. You said
That's a lot of
it
projects.
reminds me of my football bets yesterday. Enough parlays if one
But
hits.
it goes like
Hey.
it goes like $150,000 in Bitcoin, like $100,000 in ADA, $100,000 in Solana, $100,000 in Omi, and then it goes down from there. And it's like
Okay.
25,000 Epico, 15
It's
about 14,
25,000 in
15
Epico.
yeah, about 14, 15,000 in
Oh
MCADE,
God.
and then it's like 12,000 in I'm losing it now. So this is how unimportant they go, like from the top very quickly. But yeah, I
That's
got
crazy though. That's crazy.
OTK, I think, which is a gaming token on the Solana ecosystem. That's going to go really well. It's already done really well. And yeah, it just goes down from there all the way down to like I've got some for $200, $300, just a few little ones. Those ones I don't like. I don't even count those at all.
Gotcha.
But $300. I've got some small ones. Some of those $300 ones doing 1,000x. That's still some good money. It's like 30 grand,
Yeah.
right? From $300. You can't complain about that.
That's an incredible return off $300. Yeah, I think I had 137,000, so I did have in the hundreds of thousands Dogecoin, but I definitely paper-handed that project.
Wes is saying no wonder I shield Epico so much. Epico did a 25% pump overnight while everything else is going down, guys. It was still up like 7% today when everything else is red at 10% down. So you can't complain too much. It's for 1 million market cap, it's super stable. I won't shield anymore, I won't talk about it, but some in the comments are talking about it. We got sleep in the house. We got Metaverse, Gothic vibes. Whoa, we got a lot of people on.
Yo, Milham. Oh, poopy butt. His wife that he called Brandy, he always used to call her a poopy butt. So I don't know why, but it was just a cute nickname. So when he says poopy butt says hi, it's his wife Brandy. Do you guys have? I mean, I imagine you guys have like any people just let out like their entire like life stories in the comments.
Well, one time I had a guest named Jordan on Queen's Court. And he pretty much let out his whole life.
Oh yeah. I went deep.
We were really deep that day.
Yeah. Look, I love talking about all the things about life that are obviously more than just Omi, crypto, and Veve. I'm always happy to go in that direction. Sometimes when Randy and I talk about things that are a little bit too far out there, you get to see Doctor Stuff and Rain just make all sorts of faces and like.
Yeah, it'll make them a little uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think helping expose them to a world that they're not really familiar with is. I feel like that's what good friends do.
Yeah, for sure. We should ask Evan. What have you had any
Helps people grow.
crazy experiences? Let's get you in the conspiracy theory.
Crazy experiences. What kind of crazy experiences? I can go with any
outside
category.
of the norm. Anything like maybe you're seeing alternative dimensions, realities, aliens, something crazy.
I've had a lot of surgeries, so I got a Port Weinstein birthmark, and I've had about 40 laser treatments. I've had some hernia surgeries. Recently, I tore my quad back in the summer. So I was off work for about 6 months. So I would just stay in the house and just look at charts and patterns and compare market caps and do that, all day long. So I had a lot of spare time on my hands. But seeing different dimensions, I don't think so. But I do believe people can have outer body experiences. Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
I've definitely heard a lot of stories about that.
Have you had any lucid dreams or anything like that? That's where you're in a dream and you wake up in the dream so much to the point that you realize I am this person, I'm Jordan, and my body's asleep in bed, that sort of thing.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I've definitely been lucid dreaming. Actually, the past weeks, I've had some crazy, crazy dreams I can't even explain right now.
Awesome. Yeah, lucid dreams are really fun.
I think in one of the dreams I was with the Nelk boys, and I've had some crazy dreams. I've had crazy dreams I was in war. I've just had some past few weeks has been crazy, and for my dreams anyways. But lucid dreaming, where you can actually control your dreams is what you're talking about.
More,
Yeah.
So much to the point, like I can go like this, flick my fingers, and I can change location. I can make all the people in the scene disappear, and
Yes.
make pretty girls appear. Sort of whatever I like to do.
Right. Basically, you could control whatever with your state of mind and your consciousness.
It's
Yeah.
it's like a pure focus. Like
Yeah.
Randy, have you
Every
ever had
time I've
lucid
lucid
dreams?
dream, go ahead, ready?
Oh no, what was the question?
Have you had many lucid dreams before?
Not lucid dreams. My dreams are pretty wild. In general.
Vivid's a normal crazy ones. Yeah, you can remember a lot
Yeah,
of them.
normal crazy ones. Kurt, I had a question. How do you feel about that footage in Miami potentially showing aliens at the mall?
Oh yeah, that was good. Did you see it?
Kurt, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen the alien footage
Oh,
yet. I heard
you
about the
see the
alien
footage?
footage
It
in
looks
the Miami
unreal.
Mall, but I haven't. Nobody's actually sent me the link to the video. So
Oh, we'll do it after this. It's
yeah,
like so.
absolutely.
Also, something that's not
I'm
really right
curious.
about it is that the police said or the news said that it was something. I don't know if it was like a gas leak or it was something that was relatively small, but there was a line of like 100 something police cars. And like, why would you do that just for like a like something that's not crazy big? So
Yeah,
that's why they're
something so
thinking like
small.
aliens. Yeah, just kind of adds to the thing. I don't know if you've like some of the news in 2024 has been crazy so far. Like, have you heard of what they're calling like the Jew tunnels in New York City?
Yes. Yeah. I've seen those. Those are wild.
You guys hear about that too?
Because this is my entertainment.
Jordan, you're muted. Jordan, you're still muted.
I can't even see Jordan. He's all blacked out.
Jordan,
Can you guys see
you're
that?
muted? Okay, there. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's the
Place in downtown Miami. Online conspiracy theorists are saying that shadowy figure,
See it?
not far
Huge.
from parked Miami police cars, appears to be an alien.
Honestly, I think it looks pretty real to me. Alien look pretty chill.
I'd be friends with an alien. I think it'd be pretty cool.
The viral video was allegedly taken during that massive police presence at Bayside on New Year's Day. Crowds of young people armed with sticks began fighting. Police say juveniles were also setting off fireworks that some believed was gunfire, resulting in chaos.
There's a big crowd of people running out of Bayside and kind of grouping up outside. And then we hear more commotion, and now they're all just running through the streets, running between cars, almost getting hit by cars. It was like absolute chaos.
Now, rumors are circulating on social media saying police weren't there to handle a group of rowdy teens, but rather 8 to 10 feet tall shadow aliens.
People apparently saw it.
The real question is, are they friendly? Are they after us? Are they going to attack us? Are they going to do world domination on us? Who knows, man?
The phrases Miami Mall and
Wow. So many police officers. That's very
there was like
intriguing.
hundreds of cars, and they don't do that for like a rowdy bunch. They send a couple cars, not hundreds. And they surround it. If there's a better view further out where they have like you can see there's like literally cars all the way around it. It was pretty nuts. And apparently the aliens were like phasing in and out of space, so the police were shooting at them. They couldn't touch them. That's
what?
Oh wow. That sounds like the Flash right there. I'm a big Flash fan. So.
We love conspiracy theory time.
Do you guys remember in like I think it was like 2015, 2016, and the Pope had said, if there are aliens, I want to be the first one up in space to convert them to Christianity. I feel like I'm gonna be like the Pope of Veve to say like, if there are aliens, I want to be the first one to talk to them to get them into Veve. And I know someone's going to clip that. It's going to make like the worst clip ever, but it had to be said. They'll have fun. They deserve to have fun too.
For sure.
That was a real Pope quote, though. I'll send it to Laura later because she's looking at me like.
So, Evan, what is your favorite drop on Veve so far?
Oh, my favorite drop so far. Personally, I like the Lamborghini drops. For sure.
Me too. I love them.
I love Lamborghini. I've always loved the brand since I was a kid. You know, it's one of those dreams to, own one of those cars. So, but right now I'll hold
you got enough
a
Omi to get a Lamborghini?
Oh, not yet, but eventually. But I do like the lower end Corvettes. I think those are pretty sweet. Definitely more affordable than the Lamborghinis. I think Lamborghinis are ranging from anywhere from $100 to $300,000. But for like the Gallardos and the lower end, you could probably get it for around 100. But the Corvettes are going for like anywhere from 60 to 80K right now. So the prices are coming down with inflation.
Interesting. Interesting.
I just Googled it. He didn't say he would convert them. He just said he would baptize the aliens. This is Pope Francis in 2014.
I believe you, Randy. You didn't have to tell me.
Well, I feel like other people might not have believed me. Be like, oh, he's crazy. And then
I just want to say they're friendly, because if they're hostile, we would be dead already. Like,
oh, we would all be
100%.
dead.
100%.
Yeah,
we would
if they
be
were
dead.
hostile,
Their
the planet would be
technology
gone.
is truly that good. We would be dead. So
I've heard many pilots of like military pilots have seen aliens in space and stuff, and they zip in and out. And I've heard many times they've tried to people have tried to shoot nukes and things, and they've shut them down. So nukes don't work. So like whenever the presidents are all trying to pretend they're gonna, they're threatening with nukes, it's all a big joke because they can't use those nukes. The aliens won't allow us
I
to.
kind of hope that's true.
Because think about it, they can't blow up the Earth, because if we blow up the Earth, it disrupts all of space and time, and it wrecks and has a big effect on all the other entities and people around, not just humans. So they won't allow that to happen because it'll mess everything else up. So not just for our sake, but for their own sake, right? And for
have you guys ever heard of Sentinel Island?
What's that?
It's an island off the coast of. It's near India. India like lays claim to it. And it's whenever humans were there X amount of thousands of years ago, there's an uncontacted tribe there, and India's made it illegal for people to go there. So really, this uncontacted tribe of humans haven't seen any other humans in like thousands of years. So they don't know we're here. They don't know that we're protecting them. And there's a post on Reddit the other day. It's what I do in my free time. I go on like r/conspiracy. And I'll say like, what if we are pretty much those Sentinel Island humans? We're an uncontacted carbon-based being tribe in like the Milky Way, and there's some other alien civilization that says, no, nobody go near there. So we will do that. We could, God forbid, our diseases could kill them. I don't know. That made me feel really hopeful that there are aliens, and that hopefully they're really good, and that we're too much of a mess of a species right now. And when we get our act together, that's when we could.
Didn't they kill somebody though trying? You said they don't even know the outside world though. Recently though, they killed somebody.
That was a different tribe.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like a bunch of them. I don't know which one that was, but I do remember what you're talking about.
You know the one I'm talking about, where he tried to go and like make nice, and then they're just like, we're killing you, and it was fine because you weren't supposed to go there and mess with them.
The turtle golf. Yeah, we did talk about that before. We thought that was cool.
Have you seen Randy? Have you seen the alien conspiracy theory? Whenever they're basically trying to use humans as our consciousness to basically build the next AI, like the robot. Like they're basically trying to use us to build this big robotic, being for artificial intelligence. I'm sure you've heard that conspiracy theory, but like it's funny conspiracy, but.
Well, it does go in line with some conspiracy theories I've heard say like, oh, aliens actually want to keep us alive so that we could be their slaves to mine gold and mine, whatever, or do the water. But that would make sense if they're like saying, hey, just do it with AI. We don't want to create AI. God forbid it, messes everything up, even though I'm sure they're well advanced. Why not let humans do it? If it messes up their planet and destroys their species, it doesn't really matter. What to them, to us, obviously horrible. But.
Yeah, basically they're feeding off of us, but conspiracy.
But it is pretty amazing. I mean, for I'm sure some of you guys have seen some of these places, but when you stand in front of Stonehenge, or you look at one of the statues from Easter Island, or I haven't had the chance to go to the pyramids, but that really puts you in your place though, to think about. I mean, those things are the things that get me, because I mean, I got to stand inside Stonehenge, and it's like There's no way. Like that. There's no
Yeah,
way.
there's no way humans
There's
move it.
no freaking way that we can't even do it now. You know,
Yeah.
we can't even reproduce. So either there was a technology that was far superior to ours, that kind of got destroyed, whatever, by the flood. You know, we regressed a whole bunch and went back to our Neanderthal states, or you know, it's alien technology. So
So what I was going to say, Laurie, is I've heard that we had the technology, or had the technology, more advanced technology. If you look at Atlantis and what happened there, is we would use our minds and use our frequency to be able to change the frequency of other objects, and we can make them just hover and move, basically like telekinesis, right?
Mhm.
They say that monks can do that.
Yeah, and well, I've heard of
they can be in a higher state of mind.
there's a bunch of different yogis that have been known to do all sorts of crazy things, like manifest in 2 bodies at once, and levitate, and you know, they've gone into a cave with no food or water, sat there for 50 years, and walked back out of the cave. They've just meditated for 50 years and come back out. Right,
That's
50
crazy.
years, no food, water, nothing, and like all sorts of these things have been, you know, around for thousands and thousands of years. So we're just like, we're super powerful beings that we just have forgotten about it. We come into these bodies as our vehicle for transport around, and to have this experience on the earth, and to have the duality, you know, all the darkness and the light and all that. But it's all just the earth is just a school. It's a playground. It's a school for us to learn. We're like toddlers, right? We're spiritual toddlers.
Possible.
And when you die, you actually wake up, and you wake up back where you were, and you're like, wow, that was an interesting dream. What have I learned? Right? Like,
and basically, humans can only use what, 3% of our mind, our brain.
Yeah, it's
so I feel like that's a pseudoscience that's been around for like 15, 20 years. Like, oh, we only use X amount of percent. I think
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is, Randy, because I watched Entity. I'm going to hook you up with this. There's a guy who channels entities through his consciousness, and it shuts his eyes and the energy comes out. It's insane. Like, no one else can talk like that. But what he says is we use 100% of our mind to trick ourselves into only using 3% of our mind. That's like the easiest way of putting it. So we're always using 100%, but when we're using 100% to trick ourselves into only being able to use a small amount. That's
so
like
it's an illusion.
Yeah, it's the easiest way of putting it.
If that's the easiest way of putting it,
I'm so confused.
Because and that's the thing, man. I've been out of my body into other dimensions, but when I came back into my body here on Earth, I could only bring back such a small amount of data, because it's almost like I'm running on an old computer system, and the hardware is only capable of downloading, you know, a quarter of what I experienced. Does that make sense?
I will say this: I have had one outer body experience, but that's the farthest I'm going to go in the conversation.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Tell us what happened.
Yeah. You have to meditate. You have to be in a certain state of mind to be able to get to these outer body experiences. So basically, you can, like, you know, that's why I believe so. Like, we have our human consciousness, we got our soul, and I believe our soul can definitely come out of our body. That's all I'll say.
Were you guys doing psychedelic drugs when you went into these different consciousness? I'm saying that
I've had friends
respectfully
that's done all that, but they've definitely had outer body experiences for sure.
Yeah, I've done it with and without psychedelics. I've also had friends that are very, very like anti-God, that sort of thing, no faith whatsoever, and they've had out of body experiences.
Right, I bet that scares them.
Yeah, like one of my friends, his girlfriend was accidentally leaning like her arm over his neck, and like in the sleep, during the sleep, and he was out of his body, looking at her, like accidentally suffocating while she was asleep. Like, she rolled over, put her arm over his neck, and he's like, "Oh my God, like I'm gonna die!" And he was out of body, watching his body, and he jumped back into his body and like moved out of the way. And so he didn't like get. So his girlfriend at the time almost accidentally choked him to death, which I didn't know that was possible. But
a lot of people say that, though, especially like ones that have died in surgeries. That's a very common,
near-death experience. Yeah,
that's very common.
People,
people talk about that they could see the surgeon and they could look over their bodies. So, is that really what's happening? Some people say we just trick our brains to believe that, but I don't know how. I've never done that, but
Well,
I've heard enough people say that, yeah, I was
yeah.
watching everything, which is creepy.
Yeah, I've read and done research that basically our human soul is attached to a silver cord. So, I mean, you can wander into the astral realm or whatever you may call it, but you probably don't need to be wandering too far.
Well, so I've been all different levels. I got put down to like a hell realm, but I've heard since then I've learned more about it. And that hell realm is like not really a place; it's just made up in my mind. So it was like a mind-made hell. As soon as I thought of love, I went up and I went to like the heaven realms, and I was sort of met by, you could say, like a god or that god entity, but and we communicated through telepathy. There was no talking, so you just communicate ideas and
Telekinesis.
pictures, and sort of showed me a whole bunch of things and took me up to this highest dimension, like the top source level, pure love, joy, bliss. It was amazing. I was probably there for lifetimes. And I
Oh,
came
wow.
back down to like more of a normal heavenly realm, and they took me to like a life review, and I went through like a whole life review where they're like, these are all the things that you did in your life. These are things you did well. These are things you did poorly. These are the mistakes you made. These are people you hurt. We're going to give you an option now. You can go into the next dimension, or you can go back to your body, back to earth, back to your life, and you can help people. And that was the message, is I need to go and help people. And so I said, yeah, look, I'm still really attached to all my family members, and everything's through telepathy. So I was talking and showing them pictures of my dog and my mom and my girlfriend and that sort of thing that I was attached to. I said, okay, cool, go back to your body. Boom. I went all the way back down to earth, and the way I describe it is like a zooming full speed, crazy speed, and then just like I got to Earth was like, it looked like a flat plane, which all the flat earthers would love this, but it was just like, because that's the different levels of dimension, how you're going back into your body. And it was like when I came back to Earth, it was like Earth is this tiny little slither of reality that we live in. That we
Did you
think
see
is
red circles? And
I don't know, but we get some good comments about that. We're all part of the big red circle. I think we are.
He said he's seen all big red circles. He's seen multiple.
But the thing is, I've only seen a few dimensions, and there's like
Right.
thousands. So
There's
I've been trying to
infinite
practice.
dimensions, right?
Yeah. I've been trying to practice out of body experiencing recently. I've had hundreds of lucid dreams where I can control the dream, but lucid dreams are all made from your imagination. So they're not really,
Right.
you're not sharing the dimension, the reality of other people. I've heard you can pull people into lucid dreams. I haven't really practiced that, but out of body is really like you're sharing, you're in shared dimensional space with other people. So I really want to get better at that. And there's a guy you can look up online called Darius. I think his name's Darius Wright. Jay Wright. He's really cool. He does out of body like full time. He's had hundreds of thousands of out of body experiences. He's mapping
wow.
it. He's mapping out these other dimensions. He's got full on pictures online of what it looks like in all these different dimensions, of what he's mapped up of the reality. And he talks about multiple different dimensions and constructs and like areas you can go into. And there's places you can't travel unless you want to die. You have to like leave this life to go to those other, and you get the choice. When you're out of body, you get the choice. So and if people just randomly die in their sleep, that's probably because they went out of body and they got a choice and like, okay, I want to go this dimension.
Wow.
So and you can meet anyone whenever you die. You meet all the people from your life, like all your relatives and everything there to greet you. It's and like I've a lot of this is from my experience. And once you know it, and you can't unknow it again, right? Like so, I have zero fear of death.
that's what I was just going to ask. Does this make you have like no fear of death?
Yes. Yeah. 100%. But I also had that earlier when I had a full Kundalini awakening, which is earlier on in my experience. That was what really woke me up to everything. When I was 21 years old, I had LSD for the first time. I told you this on Queen's Court.
You did.
Yeah, and I just had a full Kundalini awakening where my energies went.
I feel like I'm on LSD now.
Yeah. We all are. We always are. And what's really funny is my kids, when they get really tired, the way they act is like they're on LSD. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen. Like they're just like tripping out. Like it is so, and like they're in different dimensions. They're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out of this reality. It is
So basically, at 21, you hit ego death.
Yeah, yeah. I was reborn. It was absolutely amazing, and I had no fear of death from that point onwards. But then the out of body experiences later on. That was a few years
Right.
later, and I've had hundreds of lucid dreams in between that as well. And lucid dreams only started after I had that ego death. But yeah, it's a wild ride, man. Like this, and I feel like I've aged thousands of years, probably because when you go out of body, this is something I want to point out to everybody. When you go out of body, there's no such thing as time, because time is only this dimension.
Time's irrelevant.
Yeah, yeah. Everything is now. Yeah, I'm sure you
Yeah.
guys have heard the masters say that.
I
Everything
feel
is
like
now.
that's when most people are their happiest, when they're living in the present and they don't think in the past and they don't think in the future.
Guess what? We
Yeah.
don't age. We don't age when we're in the now.
Okay, so Jordan, if you have a wife and she dies, and then you
Yes.
get a new wife,
Yep.
do you end up with 2 wives in the afterlife? I'm
Oh,
just
probably.
asking.
Good question. I have
Probably.
that same
I
question.
want to
too,
know because
I
like,
have-
Good
if
premise.
I've always thought about that because my mother passed away and my mom and dad were together for over about 30 years, and my dad recently got remarried. So I was like, whenever he gets to heaven,
like she's gonna be
I was
pissed.
like, will he?
No,
my
thing
mom's gonna be
thing
so upset.
I don't-
She's gonna be
jealousy.
so upset.
Yeah, yeah. But jealousy.
No,
is
she won't
only-
be upset. But
No, jealousy is only like a human emotion, right?
yeah, it's
the
just
lower-
emotional.
The lower level emotions don't exist in the higher realms, but that's why some of the high entities they like want to come back into Earth as
I mean,
humans.
animals also have jealousy.
Mhm.
They do, yeah. But
Y-
you would say they're a lower level of consciousness as well.
I guess, yeah. But
They're
it's
still
building on
conscious.
Lori's premise of who you're gonna get. I mean, you have in the end of
I've been
Titanic.
watching Sister Wives lately.
I love this. This is a good conversation. This is a good conversation.
I gotta watch Sister Wives. That sounds
I've
fun.
been binge watching it. It's fascinating.
I gotta watch it. On the end of Titanic, Rose like Rose goes on to get married and have kids and grandkids, but when she dies, she doesn't go see her grandkids. She sees Jack from like
Right?
the homeless guy that like porked her like 70 years prior. like so maybe it's just the one that brought the most love to your life. I don't know, man. Maybe she was in a loveless marriage.
But what if
Hey,
what if the marriage guy loved her? Like then he gets
Well,
but Jordan's telling us that none of that matters in the
So,
fifth
but think of this though. Think of this. Other higher level entities, right? They are amazed by how much we can suffer, like how much we can have of negativity, because they don't have any of that at all. So they watch us as we are like a marvel to them, right? Like we're amazing because we can have these experiences where we forget everything we know. We come into these bodies and we literally forget on purpose, so we can have the experience of the dark and the light. So that we have more of a full experience than these high level entities that are just in pure love, because they only have, they only have this range, whereas they only have this range up here, where we've got this whole range down and up, right? So that's sort of part of duality, and so they don't even have negative thoughts, which is hard to explain, right? So they can only sort of think positively about things. So yeah, if you meet, you could probably have multiple wives, but they would also have multiple partners from previous lifetimes.
So
right?
the afterlife's a big orgy.
So yeah, it really is. I didn't mention that. I don't think I mentioned that in your Queen's Court. But there was definitely some out of body astral, fun time happening as well, and it was amazing. It was like nonstop, exciting things happening.
There was a news clip I got. I screenshot it. I don't know where it is now, but it was about this woman that stabbed her boyfriend because he was going to his out-of-body experiences and getting fellatiated by another person in the out-of-body experience. So she shanked him. I'll try to find the screenshot.
Oh my god, that's hilarious! She's like, "No, you can stay there forever."
I'll let you know when I find it. I'll look for it later. I don't ready at the Riz podcast.
Jordan, if you don't mind me asking, are you religious at all? How did those?
Yes. So
how did that change your perception?
I grew up with a single mum, and we were quite poor, and she was really against religion. So I grew up as an atheist, didn't believe in God at all.
Okay.
That's why it's really interesting that I've had all these experiences. But I 100%
Right.
believe in God, and I actually always have. Even when I was a kid, I don't know why. I always believed in God. I always spoke to God and talked to God, even though my mum said it didn't exist. But there was definitely a time in my life where I believed God didn't exist, like probably my
Where you
early
kind of
teenage
questioned
years.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't have a lot of. I had some pretty bad experiences when I was younger as well, but yeah. Once it all happened on that acid trip, the very first time. Because before that, I'd never really done almost any drugs. I had ecstasy a couple of times, not much, but LSD is amazing.
Yeah,
Homie's
they're
not.
doing a lot with that because a lot of people are really showing positive results. They say once you know kind of thing. Like you said,
Yeah.
once you knew, you weren't afraid anymore. And they're finding it to be a great treatment for people that are, clinically depressed, like really depressed.
So
That
mushrooms are being unbanned in Australia now.
But-
Magic mushrooms are being unbanned in Australia, and they're being
Oh.
around the whole world. They're being decriminalized around America and Canada.
Oh, decriminal. Okay, yeah.
Decriminalized.
Yeah. Okay.
They're good.
Okay.
They're really, really good for people with any problem, really. Like it's.
Yeah, a lot of people that have real high anxiety and a lot of fears and such, they go on these little these trips and they say it's gone. That they're not afraid anymore. So interesting. Interesting.
Isn't it crazy though? Like whenever you compare like some of the natural elements, like how the mushroom looks like the brain, how like the leaves, like all like the roots look like veins and like lightning. Is it like very weird how like everything around us like kind of relates to the human body?
Yeah, the Fibonacci sequence is in everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, it is. It's very intriguing.
It's in charts, it's in crypto, it's in every plant, it's in every animal, every human. You can do there's different measurements of the Fibonacci sequence. It's just because that's like the sequence. That's one of the main patterns of life, right?
Yeah.
And
it's in flowers, it's in like vegetables. Yeah, it's so strange.
What was that, Randy?
Oh, it's in flowers. It's in like plant. Like if you like, there's some girl, I forget. I think she did the video is called like trigonometry and vegetables or trigonometry and flowers or plants or whatever. And just the way like just plants and vegetables like are when you strip them down and you like, okay, here's the angle in which the petals are at, or here's the angle in which the flowers go. It's almost like a timekeeping table. It's like very hard to explain it, but the math shows up, and that's I don't know if we have a God or not, but there's definitely some type of creator because the math,
higher power,
at least in Earth, is too perfect. The math on Earth is.
When I met God,
Earth is way too
male. It wasn't a male or female. It was just pure the source, the pure oneness, almost. Like I'm not sure I can. Obviously, words don't explain things well, and that's one thing you'll find when you do have an out of body experience, because we all will have one when we die, at bare minimum. If you don't have one before then, it is that words are very, very, very very, very difficult to actually explain things. As you know, like you can't tell a blind person what it's like to see. It's impossible. You can't tell somebody who's deaf what sound is like. Like there's a whole bunch of things you just cannot explain without experiencing it. And that's one thing I'll say about God is, and I don't think God meant for any of this stuff to happen. It just sort of happened because all possibilities are being explored, right? Everything's being expanded, and entropy needs to go to zero, right? So
it's like the universe. Like the universe is always expanding, so it relates to science.
Bill Garner wants to talk. You had Bill Garner, didn't you, Randy, on your channel before?
Yeah. I finally had Bill Garner. I've had a lot of the Earth 2 peeps on. He was just the latest.
We got to get him on here.
He's a cool dude.
Next show. Oh my gosh.
Crypto Rain is probably like gonna be like, what in the hell happens when I'm not there?
Yeah, Rain's probably
like, Dipsy won. You just missed all the conspiracy talk.
Yeah, probably a good thing. Probably for the better.
Yeah. We can't really do these chats with Rain on. He's not that interested in it. He will be.
I mean, I feel like this is around we're talking about Ecomi here, and it probably should stay centered towards that. But I really love these conversations. I love I don't get
yeah.
to have them with anyone in like
Yeah,
real life.
Yeah, yeah.
it's a
I-
good conversation. You
Yeah.
know, their
I don't talk
conspiracy,
about
their ideas, and everything's opinionated. So, anyways, back to Ecomi.
Yeah, I think we spent the first 1 hour on Ecomi, so people should be relatively happy.
We did. We did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got to miss that. I was coming home from work. You know, I had to tidy up and clean up when I got back before I jumped in the group.
Ooh, something big coming to Veve.
Very. Oh, I know what he's doing. Oh, I know Sanjay. Very. 3 words. The first 2 letters in each of those words. VV verse coming very soon.
It's a trick.
Beaver
It's
Bay
alpha.
You, Randy, we're
He
detecting
decoded the
skills.
cipher. Randy has decoded the cipher.
So the reason why I thought that is because Brock McBlockchain had something like last year where he's like something important coming to Features very soon, and he like highlighted like very it's like, oh, VV very.
Yeah, and there's features in the Viviverse. Yeah.
Yeah,
see
so
where
I just
Vivi,
picture that Sanjay is just kind of giving the same thing with 3 VEs for VV verse. His MatPat skills. Bridgestone. MatPat is he's currently head of game theory and film theory on YouTube, and he's like one of the biggest YouTubers out there, and he's stepping down. But fret not, I will not step down for I don't know, a couple months at least, maybe a few years. We'll see.
Did you see the VV tweet the other day whenever they're talking about the comic books being in the showrooms? It seems like they're finally getting to the end of the process.
It won't be in the show. It'll be in the VVverse.
VVverse, yeah. Oh, I cannot wait for the VVverse. I cannot wait. I'm excited.
Randy,
You guys
did
Metaverse
I
Life Club?
hallucinate it, or did you have a video where they had all their circles almost red on their, or
It
did
wasn't almost red. They were slightly filled up, but they weren't like all the way almost filled up.
there were a lot though, I thought.
Were there? Am I tripping?
Yes, a lot.
Let's see.
Hang on. We're gonna go to the video. Video. Maybe was it alive? Maybe it was alive.
Okay,
Yeah. So there's a couple of them that are filled up, like
Features
Crypto to
already.
Gem and something system.
This one came out in like the 2000s, like early 2000s. This was
What
like
is
the
that?
VR. This was the VR 3D. I got it as a kid. It was like in the early 2000s. I was
Oh, cool.
like 6, 7, 8 years old. And then once I got to college, we could start putting our phones in these. So something like, one of these.
I
we
remember
got a
that. I
controller
remember that.
or
Yeah,
these.
I had one of those. I got one of those.
And then finally, as time goes on, upgrades happen, and now we got the MetaQuest 2.
Yep.
And right now, I'm about to get the MetaQuest 3. But once the VVverse rolls out, I'm definitely gonna get an upgrade for sure.
Yeah, same. Or the Apple Vision Pro. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the Apple Vision Pro. It's like what, 3,500?
Yeah, but once
Probably.
Omi goes up, it'll be free money, right, Randy?
Yeah, that's right. It'll be cheap
What about what goes up?
once
When
Ecomi goes up.
Omi starts doing 100x, then we can buy Apple Vision Pros. Everyone get Apple Vision Pro.
The
The
videos look incredible.
Yeah, Metaverse Life has he posted a clip the other day. It was like 14 seconds, and he's saying things are about to get unreal. I think that's him just going and saying, "Hey guys, be advised, what you've seen in posts by other people is not really what VVverse will look like." When he says unreal, like that, what he's showing there is likely what VVverse is going to be like. So when people see that, it's just going to be nuts.
Unreal 5.2 engine, absolutely insane. Like it's there's some demos. I put a demo on. I actually did a video on this a few months ago. The video was like, it shows a guy walking down the street, and it shows a guy walking down the street in Unreal, and you can't tell which is which. You don't know which is the real life one. You don't know which is the Unreal one. Like that's how good quality it can be if the textures and everything are good enough quality.
Unreal Engine has came a long ways. Like I remember playing the first Unreal games whenever they first came out. Like, and that was like late 90s, early 2000. Like there was a game called Unreal Tournament 2004, and ever since then it's took off.
I won a competition on Unreal Tournament. I think
wow!
Was it 2004 or 2002?
Yeah, 2004 was probably the main one you're talking about.
Yeah, it must be 2004 then. Yeah, that's the one, the main one. They had that awesome tower map where you could like
get and you could snipe at the very top.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my brothers would play that. me and my brothers would play against each other on the LAN. But back then you didn't
Same.
really have
Yeah.
multiplayer, you know.
Yeah, I love
But
LANs. I still throw LAN parties every now and then. I had one in
oh
December
wow,
for my
Oh,
friend.
that's so cool.
Yeah, we got like we used to do 24-hour, 36-hour LANs. Now they come at like 2 p.m. and they leave at like 10 p.m. They don't even make it to midnight anymore.
oh wow.
Everyone, they all got families and kids and wives and all that. So, but yeah, we still do LAN parties for like 8 to 10 hours. It's pretty fun. We play all
Oh,
the
I'm gonna
old
have
school
to join
games.
in
We
on
play
those.
Age of Empires and Battlefield and Flat
Do you play
Out.
StarCraft?
You play a little bit. Sometimes we do StarCraft, or we do like the what do you call them? The maps, the custom maps.
Yeah,
We
the
like
custom made maps. Yeah, those are really
custom
fun
made
to play
maps.
too.
Yeah,
Because it
and
takes
we
so
do
long to
Warcraft.
get minerals.
Yeah, and Warcraft 3, we play some of the tower defense maps and stuff like that. We play all the old school games pretty much. We've even got Counter
How old
Strike.
are you, Jordan?
I'm 37, I think. Yeah,
So
37.
you're around my older brother's age. So yeah, when I was born in '95, and that's like when Windows 95 was out, and my brothers were already building computers by then.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah,
kind of like born into the technological era. So
yeah. You're right.
incredible.
You're probably like the exact perfect demographic for Veve, right?
Yes, yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
yeah.
I got a good happy medium for sure.
Aiming everything at you. Yeah. Yeah, Unreal Tournament was a really, really, really fun game. And it goes, multi-kill, multi-kill. If you keep doing it, and if you just consistently keep getting the kills, it goes, multi-kill, multi-kill. Just keep going. You can do it for like an hour.
Mega kill.
Yeah, and if you sit on ammo, the ammo will
Multi-kill.
spawn on you, and you'll keep being able to do it. So you get like
Yeah.
unlimited bullets. We've got to wrap up soon, guys. We're already over an hour and a half.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
Time's
So
flying.
I want to propose something that I know it's like a year out or a year and change out. We're not going to be able to do it this year because it's too close. The Super Bowl is in a couple weeks, but next year, it's not a terribly exciting place, but the Super Bowl will be in Louisiana. I feel like we're all just going to be rich AF next year from Omi, so we should all just do a Super Bowl party, like at the Super Bowl, and just instead of jerseys, just wear VV shirts.
I got a VV t-shirt on right now. Hang on.
I'm naked under here.
Woo! It's my custom VV.
There you go. Yeah, I might have to start wearing VV stuff to work. That way people start.
If you
questioning
guys like this t-shirt, go to omimoon.com. Use the discount code Jordan. I
Nice.
think it was Jordan. It's in the description anyway.
Queen Vivi, were you talking about parlays earlier?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I hit one last night. I had like a 9-leg parlay going on, and I hit one.
Yeah, we had I think we had a 7-team and a 6-team, and the stupid kicker for Tampa Bay.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it ruined my parlay.
Yeah.
it was rough. Like we did enough so that the bets we were sure of, like after 2 days, I think we lost like $5. But we could have hit on a bunch of them. But we had enough to where we kind of just covered. But you had a 9. You had a 9.
Yeah,
parlay.
9-leg. Yeah, 9-leg. I put a little bit of money in, and I wasn't expecting it to hit, honestly. And then it really came down to Josh Allen getting 175 passing yards. But I had the Lakers winning, I had the Lions winning, I had Boston Celtics, and I had 5 on the Chiefs game. So I had the Chiefs winning, Travis Kelce touchdown, 40 receiving yards, 200 passing yards, Patty Mahomes, and yeah, everything went through.
Yeah, we hit Kelce because it only took him 8. Like I think he screwed us like so many times, so I stopped betting on him, and then he finally had 2 yesterday. But
yeah, sometimes he comes through and sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But next week should be fun. Well, congratulations. Yeah. That is a hell of a. Jeez.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, nice.
The best one I've done was 25 legs, but
so you guys talking about betting?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys talking about betting is reminding me of there's a new token called Karate, and they let you bet on who you think's going to win in the fight.
Wow.
There's a new karate tournament. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's KWA or something. New karate tournament that's out. It's sort of like a new UFC thing, but for karate. And you can buy the token and you can bet who's going to win, and you make money doing that through. So I think everything will be tokenized eventually, including what you guys are talking about. Like the games will be tokenized. and you'll be able to
Yeah,
like.
I've seen where even Bonk's having these like Bonk dog races now that you can,
What?
gamble
What?
on.
Cool.
Yeah, I was
With
watching
real
that.
dogs? Is this real
Yeah.
dogs? It's like
Well,
is this like
not real
stuff in-
dogs, it's kind of like, computer generated dogs, but like it's
Better.
kind of
randomized?
randomized. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
That's
I was
hilarious.
watching, I was like, wow, they're really going above and beyond with this project.
Yeah,
I
they
have
had
not
something
seen
with
that.
horses too. I think where you can like own
Yeah.
a horse and
Is
like
that wrong?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
something with horses I've heard about as well too. With that, something like that.
Oh wow.
I don't want to bring this up in the same way that we're bringing up animal races, but it does involve tokenization. There's a new content creation industry called FanX, and it is like the UK British version of like OnlyFans. And if you hold a certain amount of tokens, you'll get a piece of the revenue. And if you have a big you have a referral code that you could use, like if you refer someone to the site and they purchase a lot, doesn't matter what content creator they purchase from, you get a piece of the revenue. And there's a referral code for content creators
What was
where
it
if
called?
there's a girl or a guy that just blows up, you'll get a piece of that person's revenue as well.
What
So
was it
that's
called,
how-
Randy? What was the name?
FanX. I'm interviewing them on Wednesday.
Oh, cool. That's really awesome. There's a few doing that. There's one called Sexy Token. It stands for something. I don't know. It's an acronym. It's not actually, yeah. But it's the same. I think it's a similar idea. So your one's called Van X, is that right? Yeah,
My husband just came in and said he had karate already. He already had that.
Your husband has karate.
Ruten's organization. I've had it for like 6 months.
Boss Rutan.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's done well, right? You guys,
Yeah,
it's just gone up
yeah.
only. It's like a straight line up.
There you go. Okay. Okay, so we're not invested in just 6 or 7 cryptos. I believe we're probably invested in
Jordan, if
30.
you ever want me on to actually tell you what we're invested in.
Yeah, Veve, bring him on next time. He can sit next to you. You can do like a duo.
Yeah.
Duo.
Get out.
Hey, that'd be awesome. Hey, it's my first roundtable, so we need to get him in there, Queen Veve.
Yeah.
You need to bring
Well,
your
I
husband in.
think we need to break it up. We need to have like we need a better, not, better schedule, Jordan. Like we'll have like VV time, Omi time, and then topic of the week, and then
That's not a bad idea, Queen Veve.
Yeah.
I'll have to work out how to do the thing on the screen where you got different sections and it will go through them. Like,
yeah, and then we could do the God and the aliens and
that'll be like we'll do that at the end because everyone wants to stay to the end for that.
I love listening to Jordan's conspiracy theories. Though. He gets it going. I love it.
So the thing is, for me, it's not conspiracy, right?
It's not.
Yeah, it's actually personal experience. Yeah,
yeah. But it is conspiracy for anyone who thinks I'm crazy. So that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think you're crazy.
So when I first experienced a lot of this stuff, I was like trying to push it on people, like this is real, and you got to, and like I was trying to like force people to understand my point of view. And then after a while, I was like, that doesn't work. You actually just have to let people be, and you can just talk about things. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And that's the best way of doing anything, right? Because I'm vegan as well. I never push my vegan agenda on anybody, but I do. If they ask me about it, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Pardon?
My mother was vegan. She really believed in it. Yeah.
I have a friend that's vegan.
Yeah. Just one. Just one.
I have a vegan friend. No.
Nice. Yeah.
What about you, Randy? Are you
Randy
vegan, Randy?
is not a vegan.
I had to bug.
But Randy loves animals. Randy would go vegan if he knew how to do the diet correctly, I think.
No, that's not it at all. The data tells you that if you are farming vegetables and the amount of pesticides and stuff that's used kills way more animals than actually eating meat, because you have there's thousands upon thousands of insects, rats, mice, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Anything that tries to eat it, they just get destroyed. Whereas if you're,
it's about the suffering of the animals.
That's fair. I mean, I don't.
The bigger, more conscious ones, like cows, where they rip the babies away and the cows are crying.
Oh god, not in front of
hours.
You
are
correct,
videos,
though.
Randy, you'd be on the floor crying if I showed you those videos. Anyway, we won't get a vegan discussion. We won't.
Yeah, I've seen those videos too, but also there was
That's just
somebody.
one example. That's one example. I got thousands.
Mhm.
Do you know what they do with the
Have you-
male chicks? They put them through a big blender.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
They put the male
Go to-
thousands
la,
of them.
la, la,
They
la,
were
la,
like
la.
Lori's not going to
they
come
were like
back.
eggs. They put the male chicks through a blender.
I know.
Oh,
I think
oh.
Jordan, Lori's gonna like not come back on the show.
Sorry, Laurie.
But there was
We're
somebody that
gonna wrap
had.
it up. We'll wrap it up. We won't talk about vegan stuff. My cat. thinks
Okay,
she's
yeah,
vegan.
we'll wrap it up. Okay.
Okay. We'll leave on a
can-
good
but-
note. We'll leave on a
In
good note.
China, I'm a delicacy.
You are right though, Randy, about the pesticides and the fertilizers. Because like when my mom was sick, she got hooked up to this machine, and this machine could literally tell you every single chemical or anything that's ever been in your body or things that you touched. And so back in the 90s and 80s, there were certain fertilizers they used to use, and my grandfather used to own a nursery, so they would find these fertilizers and these chemicals still in our system for decades ago, and they
That's
don't even use
crazy.
those. They don't even use those fertilizers anymore. Like this is like decades old fertilizers. So
Yeah,
like
they can tell
you
what
really-
region people have been in from their bones, from some of
Yeah.
the from
Yeah, this is
soil, etc.
this is why diet matters. Whereas I know that there's some, not everyone, but there's some people out there is like, oh, everyone's a lot healthier on a vegan or vegetarian diet. And because of people are in different parts of the world, that's just not the case. Someone that's
Yeah, 100%. I agree 100%. And
someone
another
from
thing
Nordic.
is, if you look at the average age of death, anyone who's vegetarian or vegan lives about 10 years longer than meat eaters on average. 10 years. And you could say some of that's lifestyle, because if they've gone vegan, they probably want to be a bit healthier. So it's not 100% accurate. So maybe if you ate meat a few times a week and you had a very balanced diet, then you could live just as long as them, maybe. But yeah, stats on general just show that you live longer being vegetarian or vegan.
Can you link that to me? Because that's really interesting. And I know that's probably a broad term, a broad spectrum study.
Yeah, like I said, it's not 100% accurate, and I do believe you can live healthily on meat, but it's, as I said, like it's not good for the animals. It's not good for the environment either. You got to look at how much water we use and how much farmland we use to farm for the animals to eat. So you got to consider that, Randy. So all the animals eat is from vegetables and fruit, right? Like it's generally soy, mostly soy, but that soy has to be farmed. So all those same insects are getting killed farming the food just for the cows, right? So your theory on us eating vegetables and fruit and that being bad because of the things getting killed is probably even worse, because you're using all this water for all these animals as well as all these other foods that you need to feed them that you could feed humans instead.
Yeah, if you go once removed or twice removed, it can get really squirrely.
We're gonna go deep on this, right? But we don't have time. We don't have time now. We're too late in the show.
Yeah, it's already hour 45. Go Omi.
Bye, Vivi. Bye, Omi.
Go Vivi and go Ecomi.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Make sure you peace out and you come back next week, and we'll have another show, and we'll try and finish this conversation. Lion's Mane. Lion's Mane's awesome.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, Jordan. It's nice meeting you, Randy, and nice meeting you, Queen Vivi.
You as well.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. Yeah, it's really nice, Evan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take care. All right, see you guys. See you next week.
See you guys.
Bye.